The Duggar family, famous from 19 kids and counting on, has always presented a close-knit, faith-driven dynamic. However, longtime fans have speculated that Michelle Duggar has a particular soft spot for one of her 19 children, Jinger Duggar. While Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar have often stated they love all their children equally, there are numerous signs suggesting Jinger holds a special place in Michelle's heart. From Michelle's glowing praise of her daughter to the way Jinger has been treated differently than her siblings, there's compelling evidence to suggest she is her mother's favorite. Jinger's unique personality and interests. One of the biggest indicators of Michelle's favoritism toward Jinger lies in the way she has always spoken about her. Unlike many of her siblings, Jinger has stood out from an early age for her creativity, adventurous spirit, and deep love for fashion and music. Michelle has frequently gushed about Jinger's compassionate nature, describing her as joyful, easygoing, and full of life. Jinger was known to be one of the more independent and artistic Duggar children. While many of her sisters embraced a more traditional, home-oriented lifestyle, Jinger often expressed an interest in city life and fashion, something that Michelle seemed to appreciate rather than discourage. In contrast, other Duggar children who strayed from the family's conservative norms often faced criticism or pressure to conform. However, Michelle seemed to embrace Jinger's individuality rather than suppress it. Michelle's extra praise for Jinger. Another key piece of evidence is how Michelle has consistently showered Jinger with affection and praise. In blog posts and interviews, Michelle has often highlighted Jinger's kindness and sense of responsibility. While she has spoken highly of all of her children at various points, her words about Jinger often seem to be particularly warm and filled with admiration. For example, Michelle once wrote about how Jinger had a sweet servant's heart and was always willing to help others with a cheerful attitude. She also noted how Jinger was one of the most thoughtful and considerate of her children. While Michelle has spoken positively about all of her kids, the tone of her praise for Jinger has always seemed to have an extra layer of warmth and pride. Michelle's support for Jinger's fashion choices. Jinger's shift toward wearing pants and more modern clothing was a significant moment in Duggar family history. The Duggar daughters were raised with strict modesty standards, including wearing long skirts and dresses. However, after marrying Jeremy Vullo, Jinger slowly transitioned to wearing pants, shorts, and trendy outfits, something that would typically go against the Duggar family's dress code. Despite this, Michelle never publicly reprimanded Jinger or pressured her to change her ways, at least not in the way fans expected. In contrast, Jill Duggar, who also started wearing pants and stepping away from Duggar traditions, seemed to receive far more pushback from the family. The difference in treatment suggests that Michelle either privately accepted Jinger's choices or at least didn't hold them against her in the same way she may have with her other daughters. Jinger's special relationship with Michelle. Throughout Counting On and other Duggar media appearances, Jinger has often appeared to have a uniquely close relationship with her mother. She was frequently seen standing by Michelle, helping with younger siblings, and engaging in deep conversations with her. Many fans noticed that Michelle seemed to have a softer approach with Jinger compared to some of her other daughters. For example, while Jill and Jessa Duggar took on more prominent roles as the family's leaders, Jinger was allowed to explore her interests without the same level of pressure. This might indicate that Michelle felt a special connection to Jinger and wanted to give her more freedom to develop her personality. Michelle's excitement about Jinger's marriage. When Jinger married Jeremy Vullo, Michelle appeared to be genuinely excited and supportive. While Duggar parents typically celebrate all their children's weddings with joy, Michelle's reaction to Jinger's marriage stood out. She frequently expressed how much she loved and admired Jeremy, and she seemed more involved in Jinger's transition to married life compared to some of her other daughters. Even after Jinger moved far from Arkansas to Texas and then California, Michelle continued to speak highly of her and showed unwavering support. While some of her other children who moved away, like Jill, seemed to experience a strained relationship with the family, Jinger remained on good terms with Michelle, further fueling speculation that she was the favorite. Michelle's willingness to give Jinger space